You open Instagram in the morning. Before your first coffee, you already feel behind. A guy you went to school with just bought a house. Another got promoted. Someone your exact age is traveling the world, building a startup, living the life you told yourself you'd have. And just like that, your day is ruined. You weren't unhappy 5 minutes ago, but now all you can think is, why are they ahead? What am I doing wrong? This feeling has a name. And once you understand what's happening inside your brain, you'll never experience it the same way again. In 1954, a psychologist named Leon Festinger published a theory that changed how we understand the mind. He called it social comparison theory. The finding: humans have a built-in drive to evaluate themselves, not against objective standards, but against other people. Not a flaw, not weakness, ancient programming. 50,000 years ago, you lived in a tribe of 30 people, no offices, no social media. But there was always a hierarchy, and your position in it determined everything: food, protection, survival. The people who tracked their standing, who felt urgency when they fell behind, those people adapted. Those people survived. So your brain evolved into a comparison machine, constantly measuring, am I enough? Who is ahead? That instinct was your ancestors' greatest survival tool. The problem is, that same wiring is now running inside a phone connected to 8 billion people. For most of history, you compared yourself to 30 people, your village, and you saw their full reality, their failures alongside their wins. Then social media happened, and your brain's ancient comparison engine, built for a tribe, is now running on the curated highlight reels of millions. Every vacation photo, every promotion, every gym transformation, every achievement, filtered, edited, optimized. Your brain, built to compare against reality, is comparing itself against theater. That vacation photo doesn't show the credit card debt behind it. That promotion post doesn't show the 2 a.m. anxiety attacks, the relationships that quietly fell apart. That gym photo doesn't show the 3 years of failed attempts before it. You're comparing your entire unedited life, every doubt, every failure, every ordinary Tuesday, against everyone else's greatest hits. That is not a fair comparison. It was never a fair comparison. Festinger found comparisons move in two directions. Upward comparison, looking at people further ahead. This feels like motivation at first, but upward comparison has no ceiling. The top is infinite. And chasing that horizon means you're forever arriving somewhere that keeps moving away. You achieve something, and instead of feeling it, your brain immediately scans higher. Who has more? Who's still ahead? The win never lands, because comparison hijacked the moment before it could. Downward comparison, looking at people behind you, gives a temporary boost. At least I'm not there. It feels like relief, but it builds nothing. And the most damaging kind, lateral comparison. Your exact peers, same age, similar background, same starting point, because it feels fair. Same circumstances. So why are they further ahead? That question, why are they ahead, is one of the most corrosive thoughts you can carry. It implies, if you started the same and they're doing better, the problem must be you. Here's the cycle this creates. You see someone doing better. Cortisol spikes. Urgency floods in. You push harder, work more, sacrifice more. And for a moment it feels like drive. But you never examine the original signal. Never ask, better than who? Toward what destination? You just absorb not enough and react without choosing it. And when you achieve something, the milestone, the recognition, you don't feel satisfied. You scan immediately for the next person above you because comparison ensures the finish line is always just out of reach. The goal posts always move. The win is never enough. Here's what I want you to know about the person you've been comparing yourself to. They're comparing themselves to someone else. Right now. Probably this morning. The person with the BMW is looking at the Porsche next to them. That person is looking at someone's vacation home. Everyone is running a race they didn't choose, toward a finish line they didn't set, feeling like they're losing. Research on well-being shows, beyond basic comfort, additional success does almost nothing for lasting happiness, because the people at the top are still comparing, just to a smaller group. The comparison doesn't stop when you arrive. It just changes who they are. So what do you do? First, you cannot eliminate comparison. It's in the wiring, older than language. But you can change the question you ask when it fires. The comparison that destroys you asks, why do they have what I don't? The comparison that builds you asks, what can I learn from how they got there? One is self-punishment. The other is self-education. One focuses your energy on the gap. The other turns the gap into a map. The people who use comparison well don't feel inferior when they see success. They feel curious, hungry to understand, not to compete, but to learn. That shift from threat to information changes everything. And the most important thing, there is exactly one comparison that will never work against you. You yesterday versus you today. It's the only comparison where you have the full picture. You know your starting point, your obstacles, what it cost to get here, everyone else's story. You have 5% of it. You're judging yourself against their chapter 10, while you haven't seen chapters 1 through 9. With yourself, you have the whole book. Am I better than I was 6 months ago? More capable? Have I pushed through something that would have stopped the older version of me? That's the only comparison with an honest answer. You will compare yourself. You cannot stop it entirely. But every time you feel that pull, that gut drop when you see someone's post, pause. Ask one question. Am I learning from this? Or am I just punishing myself with it? Because one of those moves you forward, the other keeps you standing still, watching everyone else move.